are pleased as always to be bringing you coverage of the National Football League on EA Sports. The scene in South Philly a few moments ago. Boy, the city of brotherly love is fired up. They're saying fly, Eagles, fly, as they get ready to match up with the Los Angeles Chargers. Getting toward the halfway point of the NFL season. Week 7 is underway on EA Sports.
And this will go as a touchback, and they will begin things at the 25.
Looks like he's going to get a couple here on this first down carry, and that'll make it 2nd and 8. They'll break the huddle, come up on 2nd and 8 at the 27-yard line.
And that nearly an interception here on this opening drive, but he gets a reprieve. It's 3rd down.
An early tough test on the opening drive. This is 3rd and 8. Here's Herbert. He's going to go for a big play downfield. Well, this is taken in. It's complete. Touchdown, L.A.
Well, fair to say that when you're looking at guys that can run like the wind, you often find them at the wide receiver position, and that was special there. Extra point by Blankenship is up and good.
And it's now a 7-0 game.
Eagles, nothing.
So after the touchdown, here's Blankenship kicking off. And this is going to be returned from middle of the end zone.
Well, a dangerous return man showing it here.
And he nearly broke that for more, but as it is, still a good return. They'll start the drive right around the 37.
The Eagles in good position to start out as they come up 1st and 10 at their own 37.
Off of play action, here's Lance.
And the Chargers rush is going to get there. Down he goes.
We talked about prior to the game, and it played out right there on the first play, didn't it? This offensive line is going to have his hands full all night long.
You often speak of scripts to start a game. Does this mean that play number 2, they're going to go off the script a little bit?
Yeah, what's interesting is that most people, when they script now, they actually script those contingencies in, okay, in case they can't run the play they want to. It's long distance now. Let's go to that play.
An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on 3rd down.
Here's Lance.
He sets to fire deep. And unable to connect. Incomplete. I'll give them credit. They took their shot, but it's going to bring up 4th down.
And that's exactly what defenses talk about. You've got to find ways to get off the field when you can, especially on 3rd down. And 3rd down defense going to be vital in this game. Able to knock that one away and force a 4th down.
Fielded just inside the 30. They call that a punt of 38 yards officially. And it'll be Charger football here as they take over. The Charger drive about to get going. And they'll be looking to make this a 2-score advantage. Had the touchdown on their first drive, Charles. Hey, they can get up 2 scores here on the road. That's a heck of a start.
And not only have they thought about it, I wonder if they visualized it. I remember playing, and they used to turn the lights out in our meeting room and run through a situation like this and say, just think about what it would be like to be up on the road and take the crowd out of it.
And a big loss here as he's taken down. Bradley Chubb has now recorded 10 sacks on the season.
Well, many times when you talk about mobile quarterbacks, you get the sense that they feel like they can get out of any bad situation. They keep moving around and trying to emulate guys like the Scrambler or the Dodger. Instead, they keep losing yardage and digging themselves a hole that they can't get out of.
So it's 3rd and long, and defensively not a real surprise there in the dime. Herbert now. He's got his man on the crossing route. And he'll have this past the 30 prior to going out of bounds. They get 12 yards back, but it still leads to a 4th and long.
On is the punter Scott here as he gets this one away.
So possession goes over here on the punt. And the Eagles will have it, taking over 1st and 10. The Eagles offense set to begin their next drive. And on the first drive, 3 and out. And I know that these are professional athletes, but I would imagine sometimes you get the nerves at the beginning of a game still, don't you?
Those don't ever go away. And typically what I've heard from guys and what I remember from playing, if you don't have nerves at the start of a game, it's not going to be a great day for you. You're not really ready to play. So finding a way to harness those nerves and not let them affect you in a negative way, that's what all the guys are looking for.
And he is met at the line of scrimmage, and he goes down right there. He got maybe a half yard at most, but officially they'll be left with a 3rd and 2. An extra defensive back on the field for the Chargers now on 3rd down.
From the gun, he'll hand this off.
And he is not going to get the first down as they'll spot this at about the 28. And how about this one now? In their own territory, a gutsy call. They're going to go for this on 4th and a yard. And he's not going to get there. Might have even lost a yard. Boy, a curious decision to go for it. Doesn't pan out. And the Chargers will get the football back in excellent field position. On 1st down, it's Herbert.
Oh, he tries to force it in, and it's intercepted.
Picked off near the 29. 20. And he takes this one back into the end zone. And the Eagles defense gets a pick 6 TD. Extra point up and through by Myers.
And it will tie our score here in this opening quarter of play.
So all even at 7 now as they kick it away.
The return man down to a knee, and this will come out to the 25-yard line.
The Charger drive about to get going. And last time, decent field position through the pick 6. Obviously costly.
But they can't afford to just bunker in now. All right, good field position means go ahead and attack on offense. Try and press the advantage a little bit. They just have to be better with the football on this possession.
So the last one didn't bother you too much last time?
No, because it's exactly what you're supposed to do. You can't have good field position and not try to take advantage of it. Sometimes the defense makes a good play, too.
Following the incomplete pass, here they go again. 2nd and 10 from the 25. From the shotgun, here's Herbert.
Oh, that'll be incomplete. Well, he took a shot as he let that go. And it's going to bring up a 3rd down.
Well, so far on this drive, they've done some good work. They force incompletions on 1st and 2nd down, bring up 3rd and 10. That brings up the big question. Do they bring pressure or do they play coverage on this down?
So back-to-back incompletions, and that has him staring at a 3rd and 10. Now Herbert with it, looking to pass. He's going to launch this thing way downfield. And that will be incomplete. Well, they weren't scared to let it fly, but it falls to the ground and brings up 4th down. Here's J.K. Scott now as he'll kick it away for the 2nd time. And now a low liner. I think he mishit it. And this ball is going to be touched down just shy of midfield. Into heavy traffic, and it's intercepted. Picked off at the 47, and he'll take it across midfield and down to the 48-yard line. Well, why do you go out and spend a first-round pick on a defensive back? Plays like that. The rookie gets his first interception.
Exactly right, and you're trying to limit the number of plays an offense runs. You're trying to limit the number of possessions they have. And he was a guy that I targeted coming out of college and rated very highly for his playmaking skills on defense.
And now he has his first career interception. All right, rifles one, and that's going to be intercepted. Picked off around the 27, and the return will be stopped at the 34-yard line. And not the first quarter that he was hoping for. Now 2 interceptions thrown.
Well, the good ones, they find a way to compartmentalize, right? Put these behind them, have that short memory, but understand why they threw the 2 interceptions. They go on and usually play a pretty decent game. Other quarterbacks, they have a hard time getting past it and often put the ball up for grabs the rest of the ball game.
And getting this just shy of midfield, they'll spot it at the 49. This running game's so important for them, and they know that. It helped lead them to a victory last week when he was over 100 yards.
Let's face it, it's their identity, and that's what they want to play to. They want to be that team that runs the ball really well each and every week. And right now, we're seeing a pretty good pattern of that happening.
And he's going to get across midfield and into Charger territory. Tackle made there by the safety, Derwin James.
And 6 at the Chargers' 47-yard line.
Following the pickup of 4, here's 2nd and 6. Now a play fake. Lance. And this throw incomplete. And the defender all over him that time, but it's going to lead to 3rd down. Now, you and I, partner, we got the plum assignment this week. An unbeaten team against a one-loss team. Really not much separating these two entering play here today.
Not much at all, and I think for both coaches, they've looked at their team and said, guys, you got to know what you're getting into in this one, and you better be ready to go because you get to answer the big question of the day. Are we as good as we think we are? We're about to find out.
And he's going to have an Eagles first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion. So finally completes his first pass. Credit the defense, though. They've been showing him some different looks, keeping him off balance.
Yeah, I like it. I like the observation that you had there because when you give him different looks and give any quarterback different looks, it takes just a little bit longer to process sometimes, and you don't throw the ball with the same confidence. You're not sure.
And this is caught. Touchdown, Philadelphia. A great effort there. His 19th touchdown now on the season. And the Eagles have taken the lead. Myers connects on the PAT. And that makes the score 14-7. Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes. And they'll let that one go as it skips through the back of the end zone for a touchback. The Charger drive about to get going. And 2 interceptions already here in this first half. That's got to affect him a little bit, right? He's got to be thinking about it. Eagle pressure, too much this time. Down he goes. It looks like a loss of right around 11 there on first down to set him back on 2nd. Second and 21, a lot of ground to cover. Another try after the first down sack. Herbert
That's complete. It's Elijah Moore.
It's a pickup of 12, and that'll set up the third down. Going to throw on third down with Herbert. Looking left side, and it's complete. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield.
I think when they look at their offense, they think to themselves, weapons, weapons everywhere, and they want to move the ball around. They want to spread it to different people. But you absolutely know they want to get this man involved as well, and that's what they just did on that play.
From the gun, they'll try to run it.
And nothing doing. He's immediately taken down at the line of scrimmage. Tackled by Bradley Chubb, the number 5 pick in the 2018 draft.
Now, this defense for the Eagles, they were terrific last week in the victory over Kansas City.
And that's not the half of it. They forced 7 turnovers in that game, and I know we always talk about turnovers coming in bunches once you force the first one. But 7? That seems almost impossible, but we watched it happen.
Through one quarter, 14-7 our score.
Chargers 7.
Officially nothing on that last run. They'll try again, 2nd and 10. Back to throw here, Herbert. And for the 3rd time here in this half, it's intercepted.
Picked off by J.C. Horn.
And a terrific return as he takes this thing all the way down to the 20-yard line. If you combine last week and this week, he's got a hat trick going because he had 2 interceptions a week ago.
He's seeing the ball so well and understanding where receivers are and positioning. I mean, just watching him work with such great technique and paying it off by actually catching the ball when he has a chance.
And he'll take this into the end zone. Now, hold on here. We do have a flag down. So let's see what this is about. So following the hold, they're in a bit of a hole here with a 1st and 20.
Throwing now is Lance.
And it's caught on the right side at Smith. They'll contain him to just 4. 2nd down.
Well, it's time to give a little credit there to the defense. They played that very well because it was a drag route, and he ran a little shallower than normal as he worked straight across the field. He was hoping he'd get lost behind the defensive line, but once he made the catch, nowhere to turn upfield and gain any yardage.
Throwing again on 2nd down. Lance, he's going to take a shot for the end zone, and that's going to be caught for an Eagles touchdown. A great play there. Touchdown number 15 on the year.
And the Eagles are able to strike quickly to add on to their lead. And now, of course, all scoring plays are reviewed, and I think they're going to take an extra long look at this one. So they called it a touchdown originally, and this will stay a touchdown after the video review, so they had it right.
Extra point up and through by Myers. And it's now 21-7. The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away.
And there will not be a return here. It's a touchback, and it'll come out to the 25-yard line.
The Charger drive about to get going. And with 3 interceptions thrown already, we'll see. Do they rely more on the ground game here?
They may have to change things offensively to try and settle things down, not just for the guy throwing the ball, but for the rest of the offensive unit, because his confidence has to be shaken a little bit. And you just wonder, is the backup going to start to warm up a little bit over on the sideline?
One play has him up past the 40 already, and another 1st and 10. A shotgun snap for Herbert. And for the 4th time tonight, it's an interception. Picked off near the 42. And a big return will get him all the way down to the 35.
Well, we heard all week that they were going to put the football in the air a lot. The problem is that is now 4 interceptions, Charles, that he has thrown in this first half. How do you treat a situation? What do you say to your quarterback right now?
Boy, that's an interesting question because a lot of it depends on the head coach and the people making the decisions. You have to know your quarterback and know if he's mentally tough enough to have a chance to turn it around. Or is he a guy that maybe you've seen enough and it's time to go to the backup? But right now what you're rooting for is your defense to help keep you in the game, to give him an opportunity to get back on track.
After the incomplete pass, here now is 2nd and 10.
Working from the gun, Lance.
And this is caught by Watkins. And this will be a gain of 5 as he gets it to the 30. They had great starting position to begin the drive, but now they look up at a 3rd and 5.
Hands it off out of the gun.
And some space here. And he gets it all the way down inside the 10 and mark him at the 5.
52 yards now on the ground on just 7 carries.
They'll try to run it in, going action right. And he'll take it into the end zone for an Eagles touchdown.
Trey Lance
keeping it himself from 5 yards out. And the Eagles able to push further out in front. Myers connects on the PAT. And the lead now to 3 touchdowns at 21. The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away.
They'll elect to bring it out here from the end zone. And no chance to get away as they'll get him down at about the 17-yard line.
The Charger drive about to get going. And following the interception, just any interception, are you a little bit more cautious when you start that next drive, or no, you just throw that out the window?
I think you are. I don't think that they're...
And now here's another interception. Picked up by Denzel Ward. And he'll take this across midfield and inside the 45. That is now 5 interceptions that he has thrown in this ball game. If I asked you to speculate what's possibly going on in his head, what would you say?
Well, if he's as mentally strong as I believe he is, he understands that not all of these picks have been his fault. You know, some of the throws, yes, but there have been a good number of them where he hasn't been helped by his own receivers, and they've turned into interceptions. So he knows if he keeps firing, perhaps good things can happen, not just in this game, but especially in later ones.
Now a 2nd down and 6. On play action, Lance.
That's caught by the tight end, Irv Smith Jr. And he's taken down inside the 30.
Let's just call it what it is. This has been a flat-out struggle for this defense all game long. They've really had a hard time slowing them down. And while I'm not big on speeches and guys jumping up and down, they might need their team leader on defense to get in their face right now and light a fire under these guys.
Touchdown! A great effort there. Touchdown number 20 on the year. And the Eagles are able to add on to their first half lead. The extra point now coming from Myers. And he's been a busy man, 5 for 5 now as he knocks another one through to extend the lead. Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away. And here comes a return from a few steps into the end zone. And the decision to bring it out, not a good one, as he's tackled at the 15.
For most people, the excitement of a kickoff return is to see a long one that goes back in the opposite direction. But for the guys covering it, it's being able to stop them deep in their own territory. How about that incredible form tackle right there? Shoulder in the ball carrier, and down he goes.
The Charger drive about to get going. And last time wasn't pretty. One play and an interception. We'll see if they can do better.
I want to see if they want to go ahead and throw the ball again now on this drive after what happened on the last one. Throw it on the first play. Give the quarterback some confidence.
See what happens. And that's good for a pickup of 10 yards. And it'll be second and very short. And to give this time to the tailback. And down he'll go at the 25.
Exactly what they needed right there, because they needed to use the ground game to take some pressure off, because the quarterback's been struggling a little bit.
Right back to him on first down. And not much to speak of. Call it a 1-yard gain up to the 26.
Yeah, things were pretty stacked up there in the middle of the line. A lot of bodies, not much space. I think ultimately he was fortunate to get anything out of that run.
Here's 2nd and 9, just a yard on that last run. Here's Herbert. Open man, that's Noah Fant, the tight end. And he takes us up to the 40-yard line before being corralled.
Now that's the kind of big play you'd like to see. This first half, it hasn't gone their way, and they could use a shot in the arm, something to perk them up a bit. And they get one here in the passing game.
A couple of first downs have them to the 40 now on 1st and 10. Out of the gun, Herbert.
And boy, another ill-advised throw there as that will wind up incomplete. I hate to say it, Charles, but the way that he has played in this first half, you just kind of hold your breath every time he drops back to pass.
Yeah, you might be holding your breath, but those guys on the defensive side of the ball, they've got big smiles on their faces. He's handing out picks like the people just leave the candy out at Halloween and you take what you want. They're having a blast out there playing against him today.
Herbert's throw here into the hands of Moore.
That'll leave them with a 3rd and 2 coming up. They got 8 yards there.
Brandon, perfect defense in this situation would have meant that there was an incompletion that would have picked it off. Okay, so they gave up the completion. But I really enjoyed watching how the defense stayed in sync, stayed in great communication. And as he dragged across each zone, you see him pointing, communicating. There he is, and they passed him off to each defender. Ended up making a nice play, even though it was complete.
A reminder coming up just a few minutes from now. We'll send you to Jonathan Coachman and our crew in Orlando. Coach will have a look back at some of the stats and scores from yesterday's action. And throwing on 3rd down there, but he cannot connect. Not much going on this drive. Looks like they're going to have to punt it away, CD.
And right now, I know a lot of their fans are screaming for the OC to change things up, get away from what he's been calling. Sometimes you just need better execution of the plays that have been called.
And how about the call here? They need 2 yards in their own territory on 4th down, and they're going to go for it. They snap it to Herbert. And it's incomplete. They cannot convert, and they turn it over. So certainly an interesting call there to go for it. And the Eagles are going to take over in great field position.
Throwing on first down is Lance.
And he just gets rid of it. Throws it away. The wise move there. Looked like nobody open. Now second down.
That was nice work there defensively to force the incompletion. Now, even though this drive started in plus territory, they're still not in field goal range yet. So they can work towards another couple of stops and not allowing that turnover to hurt.
To throw once more on second and 10.
Lance. They get 6. That'll leave them with 3rd and 4.
It's a gain of 6. Makes it 3rd and 4.
Lance going to throw.
They'll roll him out right. And he's left with no option here but to throw it away.
Well, the other day they told us when we've got 3rd and 5 or less, we have to be able to convert. And I guess every team would say that, Charles, but an opportunity missed there.
What they were trying to tell us is they believe it's a matchup game at that point. And they liked some matchups that they had, thought they could exploit them, unable to do so on that play.
And they'll go for it. Lance.
Flushed out right. And it's incomplete. They cannot convert, and they turn it over. The Eagles unable to convert there on 4th. And the Charger defense stands tall, and they get the football back. The Charger drive about to get going. And this offense last time turned it over, went for it on 4th, didn't get it. They're lucky, though, because no points against the team on the board, but we'll see how they respond.
Yeah, they've got to get a lot of credit to their defensive teammates, don't they? They had their backs on that last series, and because they did so, that allows the coach to still stay aggressive on offense and maybe go for it again in a similar situation.
I was going to say, maybe makes that offense feel good, but when you know you've got a defense making stands like that.
Yeah, that'll loosen up things a little bit, won't it? Maybe you'll play a little bit better the next time you have the ball.
Now this throw caught left side. But he's going to get this all the way down inside the 35. So they'll come up 1st and 10 now from the 33.
And the Chargers first down.
Herbert. Finding room to the 20. And he's going to get it down to the 14-yard line. There's a 1st and 10 at the 14-yard line. Herbert operating from the red zone.
And that is knocked away in the middle of the field and incomplete.
Quarterbacks work all the time on manipulating a defense with their eyes and their head movement. In this case, he just stared the receiver down. That allowed for excellent coverage, able to knock that one away.
Here's 2nd and 10.
Again, Herbert. He's got his big tight end, Fant. They get 6. That'll leave them with 3rd and 4. The Chargers going to signal for the first of their timeouts as they stop it with 19 seconds to go in half number 1. Now it's Herbert. And this is caught. He's got it. Touchdown, L.A. A great play there as the first half is winding down. And the Chargers are able to cut into this lead in the final seconds of the first half. So not much time to speak of remaining in this first half as the kick's away.
And here comes a return from the middle of the end zone. And it's a pretty good return here as he'll get this up to the 29. At the line, this Philly offense set to go. And with a 3-score lead already, this is not time for a momentum change, so I'd imagine they'd be happy to just take this into the locker room. And defensively, they're just looking to keep him contained as they're able to get him down. It's a 6-yard gain on the ground, and that'll make it 2nd and 4.
Now, Brandon, that's the way you want to run the football. There should almost be quote bubbles above the offense right now. Bam, boom, biff. That's how they feel good about moving the football.
Both these teams making their final halftime adjustments. We're just about ready to get back to football. So for the call of the second half, we get back up to Philadelphia and Brandon Gaudin.
All right, Coach, thank you, and we welcome everyone back for quarter number 3.
This will be brought out from the middle of the end zone. And ultimately, he stopped right where he would have been if he had simply gone down to a knee at the 25. The Eagles offense set to begin their next drive. And the first half definitely went their way, and this would seem to be a great opportunity to kind of put this game a little closer out of reach with a score here.
Yeah, and it's a wonderful opportunity for them because if they can add 7 more to their lead before the other guys even see the football, that could be the decisive blow in this game. I think that's how they're eyeing it. That's how they're approaching it.
So the big play changes the complexion of things. Here's 1st and 10 just outside the 30.
And they fake the handoff. Now Lance.
This is Smith with a grab. And he's brought down after a very nice gain. A big connection on that one. 32 yards.
There's no doubt in my mind that not many guys in this league have had the impact that he's had here in the first half of the season. He's been a big play guy from the word go and continues to be one with another one right there.
They'll try and run for it on 1st and goal. And he's in. Touchdown, Eagles. A great effort there. His 21st touchdown of the season. And the Eagles add on to their lead. Extra point up and through by Myers. And that'll push the lead up to 29 now. Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes.
Well, this is going to be returned from middle of the end zone.
The Charger drive about to get going. They've got to dig down deep. I mean, they need something right now, really anything to cling on to. This offense has struggled.
Partner, join me in a walk to their locker room at the half, okay? Because I think what we would have seen is an offensive coordinator and his assistant coaches getting together with all their positions, then coming together as a group, going over adjustments, and then the head coach coming in and just screaming, wake up. Yeah. Let's get moving, guys.
I'm kind of glad we weren't in there at halftime, actually.
I mean, you think he might have turned it on us, too?
Yeah, but right now, whatever was said hasn't been working. And my goodness, another interception. Picked up by Grant Delpit. Well, to be frank, CD, this is getting tough to watch. I mean, you feel for him, but 6 interceptions, that's at a whole new level. It's not a good level.
It makes it tougher and tougher to come up with ways to try and support him. But you have to as a team because you can't just throw your quarterback aside. You're going to need him later on. But it reminds me of a time that a former defense coordinator of mine told me he was in a game where his quarterback threw 7 interceptions. So after the 6-1, one of the defensive players went to the quarterback and said, here's what you do. Throw the ball to the other team, and let's see if our receivers can pick it off and turn it into a completion.
That's just mean. I don't know that I'd go down there and say that to him right now. Probably pretty fragile. The first down run got 5. Here's 2nd and 5. And they'll try the jet sweep here. And he's not even able to get back to the line of scrimmage. And there's also a flag down, and it's in the area of holding.
So he was holding from that left tackle position.
Everyone tries to keep their hands inside when they're blocking ever since they liberalized the rules where you can extend them out. But sometimes they get out a little wide and they get detected grabbing some cloth.
To throw, it's Lance.
He finds his man, complete. It's Watkins. And he's taken down. It's a gain of 3 from the 17 to the 20.
An ex-teammate used to tell me all the time, I hate experienced quarterbacks because no matter what, you really can't hide what you're doing. And I think that right there, he knew right away where the blitz was coming from, where his primary guy was going to be, and he ended up going to a secondary target for a nice game.
I was just going to ask you, that wasn't the primary target. He's so good at that, isn't he?
I think he knew right away that he wasn't going to get to his primary guy. I think he read that as soon as he got to the line of scrimmage, knew where the pressure was going to come from, and said, I know how to beat that, and that's what he did.
Here's Michael Palardy now, as he'll punt it away for the second time. Taking it about the 36. That'll be a 41-yard punt, 4 yards there on the return. And possession will switch hands, 1st and 10. The Charger drive about to get going. They have been struggling. I would imagine at halftime they went through some possible changes. Well, those changes aren't working, so now where do you go?
I think that now it's much more in their head. And what I mean by that is just what you said. You've gone over the changes. I bet they were pretty clinical at the half, not too emotional. They might need to go to the emotional side because you've got to find something, some spark somewhere. And so far, just being calm hasn't exactly worked.
They need any spark at this point. And he'll get it down to the 47 here.
2nd and inches is oftentimes an invitation for an offense coordinator to take a big shot downfield because he feels like he can come back on 3rd down and pick up the 1st down. But sometimes you just don't want to break tendency. Stay with what you are, stay with who you know, and go get the 1st down. That's exactly what they did.
Herbert setting up to throw on 1st down. And now here's another interception. Picked up by Denzel Ward. And the Eagles are going to have the short field here as they'll take over right at the 50. Charles, whatever's going on between his ears right now, it's just not completely calculated correctly. 7 picks between last week and this week after that one.
And they always say the most important part of a player is those 6 inches between the ears. But right now, it's all those interceptions that are going on. So whoever his trusted confidant is on the sidelines, I don't know if it's the offensive coordinator, the quarterback's coach, maybe the backup quarterback, that's who he needs to get with now and get himself calm.
And they'll run on the inside handoff. They'll be taken down at the 48 for a pickup of 2 yards. The last run good for 2. Here's 2nd and 8. And here's a handoff out of the gun. And he is tackled inside the 40, not quite to the 35.
So 1st and 10, and if they score on this drive, might have to start digging in our second half blowout material.
And he's got his man out of the backfield. That's complete. 3 yards the gain there, 2nd down.
All defenses worry that whenever anyone catches the ball and has a head of steam come out of the backfield, it can turn into a big play with missed tackles or he runs through people. But they were right there waiting, and they stopped him for a minimal gain.
2nd and 7, operating from the 34. Lance looking to throw it.
Firing quickly here, and that's complete. 4 yards on the completion, and it sets up a 3rd down.
And we've seen him have success earlier on with the ball in his hands because he is a get it in space and make a play kind of a receiver. But that time, they closed on him quickly and held him to a short gain.
He's going to find his running back. It's complete.
And he is going to have an Eagles 1st down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion.
Well, I certainly don't want to pile on, but this defense has just not been up to the challenge in this game, and this continues as we see here. Coverage, not been very good. Soft in spots. There's an easy throw and catch for another 1st down.
to the goal line, but it's incomplete.
Oftentimes when you're losing a game and the team's still throwing with this kind of a lead, you start playing a little more physically. And they took that opportunity right there to be extremely physical and force that incompletion.
Well, they'll run it here on the jet sweep.
Oh, you got to.
And he is into the end zone. Touchdown, Philadelphia. Quez Watkins with touchdown number 7 on the year. And the Eagles continue to roll. Myers connects on the PAT, and that will extend this big lead. The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away.
And he'll just take a seat, and the drive will begin at the 25-yard line.
The Charger drive about to get going. They are right now just ice cold. I mean, they have struggled big time in this game, and they're getting blown out. How do they adjust?
So tough because we always talk about it being a team game, and you need all 11 working well together. But every now and then, partner, you need that one guy who can make a play against all odds that maybe can ignite things. And I think that's what they're looking for right now.
Yeah, you talk about going to your playmakers. They probably need to do it.
Find someone that you're used to touching the football that makes big plays and give them that opportunity to maybe wake up everyone else. Well, they've certainly been successful throwing it around in this game. That's allowed them to move the ball on offense. But I got to tell you, to watch them run the football and successfully, I'm not taking sides. But to see the ball in the running back's hands, oh, that's football for me.
1 quarter remains here as we wrap up the week on a Monday night. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. So signs of life in what's been a dormant offense in this second half. Here's 1st and 10. They'll fake the handoff. Now Herbert. Throwing left side, it's complete. And he takes this one down almost all the way to the 30.
Well, this game was decided a while ago, and that completion there is going to artificially inflate his passing numbers. So right now, the only one really applauding probably his agent as he thinks about angling for a new contract.
So from Philadelphia territory now, here's a 1st and 10 at the 32-yard line. Herbert off of play action. He'll get just a yard on the scramble. It's 2nd down.
How about a tip of the cap to the defense? They're working against a very mobile quarterback, but all day long they've kept him under wraps. And on that play, they held him to a short gain.
Play action this time for Justin Herbert. And my goodness, another interception. Picked off at the 20. And a great return here gets this one all the way down to the 26-yard line. The utter domination here just continues. This defense, I don't know what more we can say all around about their performance.
Well, it certainly feels in this game like maybe they're facing a Canadian defense. 12 guys on the field. It feels like there's an extra on every snap because they have really struggled to make headway through the air.
And he is met quickly in the backfield. Down he goes, folded like a lawn chair. A loss of a yard there to start out. That leads to a 2nd and 11. Now a handoff looking right. And not much of a hole there as he gets it down to about the 24-yard line. 2 runs in a row, but only 2 yards to show for it.
Brandon, I've got to think this offensive line has got some smiles on its faces. And I know it sounds crazy, but they practiced for this back in training camp. They knew they'd be in situations where it'd be extra defenders in the box coming after them, trying to keep them from locking down a game. Right now, they want to show the world they're up to the challenge.
And he'll go out of bounds inside the 15-yard line.
There's a beautiful throw there, and he's been sensational the entire game, moving it around, spreading it, hitting the right guys. And look, under normal situations, partner, I would expect him to come out of the game now. They've got it in hand. But you and I have been around this league a long time, and every time we ask head coaches about it, hey, why don't you take your quarterback out when the game's in hand? They just kind of give us that look like that's what he's paid to do. So it's a very unusual situation. I'd want him out. They tend to leave him in.
4 yards to go on 2nd down from the 7. Now a handoff here to his running back. And he's able to get it down to the 2-yard line.
Well, that's a carry they have to be satisfied with. And throughout this game, they've been satisfied with what he's given them. Whenever they've needed a big run, a first down, he's the guy they've turned to. And it doesn't matter what the defense thinks. They feel like they've got the confidence to keep handing it to him and keep picking up good yardage.
Lance on the keeper. Stops short. Down at the 1. Had the broken tackle, but couldn't get it all the way home. Only a yard on the keeper, and it'll be 2nd down. They'll try to run this one in. And he's going to be shoved back short of the goal line. They hold him again, and now all of a sudden it's 3rd and goal at the 1. Now they'd really like to make the short field pay off. We'll see if they can, but this is 3rd and goal. He'll try again, and he will get into the end zone. It's another touchdown. This thing is ugly. Now Myers for the extra point. Now this one was over a while ago as they just add on to their big lead. The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away. And here comes a return from the middle of the end zone. And he's only going to make it to the 13-yard line and no further.
In this position, trying to get back into the game, teams are looking for a spark from their special teams. That's not what they got, though. They got a setback, and they have a long field to cover if they want to try and put points on the board.
And they take a knee. Just 2 minutes remaining here in the 4th quarter of what has been a one-sided affair. So it's Charger football as we welcome you back from the 2-minute warning. They're looking at 2nd down now as they search for a consolation score. And he takes us across the 15 to the 17. So they get half of what they needed. It'll be 3rd and 6 upcoming.
On a 2nd and long, it's really nice to see an offense that has enough confidence to run the football in that situation. I think that goes back to their practice and game planning. They've seen things that they've seen on tape and in previous games that led them to believe that even in a long-distance situation, they can still run the football and gain enough yardage to put themselves in a good spot on 3rd.
And now here's another interception. Picked up by the linebacker, Miles Jack. And to the 40-yard line, that's where the return stops. Well, partner, I got to tell you, I'm trying to think of something positive to say for this offense, but I'd have to be a spin doctor for that one. This has been a tough performance to watch.
And I think it's hard at this point to actually identify what's really gone wrong. I guess the catch-all is everything. Doesn't sound like real sharp analysis, but I don't have much else for you.
And the scoreboard just lopsided, and it's been ugly from the get-go. So after the run for no gain, here's 2nd and 10. Now a handoff as they run left side. And he'll take this one down to the 36. It's a gain of about 3, but it's going to leave him with 3rd and still 7 yards to go.
Throwing his lance on third down. He wants it all for the end zone.
And this is going to be intercepted.
Jeremy Chin picks it off. And the Chargers come up with a late turnover, but it will probably only matter to the statisticians as this ball game is now officially over.
A big offensive explosion helped leading them to victory, and the defensive guys, they're just saying, hey, put those points up every week, we'll just keep winning.
They will gratefully accept them, won't they? It makes their job that much easier.